I had the pleasure today with Enahgy Golf to join England and Wales blind golf at the wonderful Mannings Heath Golf and Wine Estate. Today we heard from the charity and the importance of community and how the Enahgy app can help harness what the charity is all about.
My name's Andy Guilford. I'm one of the trustee directors of England and Wales Blind Golf. Also a player member B2 category with less than 5% vision. Basically, I came into blind golf about 25 years ago now. Luckily, I found out about blind golf through watching the British Open on TV, where Peter Ellis, one of our former patrons, mentioned about blind golf, something I'd never heard of before. Being registered blind since birth and playing golf is something that I really wanted to look into. And I joined the charity, and basically it changed my life forever. Travelled the world, met my wife through blind golf, and it's basically given me a purpose in life and something to be proud of over my eyesight. I think blind golf brings people together. Many people understand what COVID and lockdown felt like, and losing connection with society, and basically isolation and loneliness, which associates very much with people going through sight loss, and also there's guides out there that could also be going through that, and the player and guide concept brings people together, overcoming many mental health barriers. Look us up on the website www.ewblindgolf.co.uk or through social media. Contact the charity, and you can either become a player member if you're losing your sight, severely sighted, or become a guide, a volunteer, which basically is donating your sight to somebody that's losing theirs.
For over 40 years, England and Wales blind golf have provided both social and competitive golf for all ages going through severe sight loss, including B1s who are totally blind, B2s who have less than 5%, and B3s who have 10% or less vision. We caught up with Nick, who is categorised as a B1. His friend and volunteer John explains how he guides a player with 0% vision.
This is Nick. He prefers to hold on to your elbow with his left hand. But some guys, hold that club, Nick. Some guys like the freedom of walking just holding the end of a club. Those are usually the ones that got a bit more sight than Nick. But yeah, Nick goes, he has his own preferred method.
And then some guys below their shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you don't do is push them and pull them. It's a partnership, so you're leading him to where he needs to be.
And you're always allowing Nick to take your arm, not the other way around.
Yeah, I just put it there and he finds it. Yeah. Little step here, Nick. Okay, we're going to turn around so you're square to the fairway. Stop. That's about it. Okay. So there's your aim point. So get your set up. Okay. Get your balance. Now get that head up. Get the head up nice and smooth. Okay. Now more of a swing than a flick. No, swing. That's it. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, forward press. Pause at the top. Okay, nice and smooth. Go on. Forward press. Pause. Good. Okay. Okay. No faster than that. Go. Don't face a fraction. Grip. Okay. Too quick. It's all about getting around the course in as few shots as possible.
Right.
Sometimes you have to do that.
Right.
What I personally don't do is tell them when there's a pond 50 yards on the left, because ponds are magnetic to any golfer.
Sure.
So, oh great, Nick, that's just gone over the pond, and you'll say, what pond? But as he gets to know courses, his memory's brilliant. He knows courses, he knows where the bridges are, where the streams are, where the bunkers are.
Incredible.
So you can't lie to him all the time, but take the mental thought that there's a problem out of the equation. Yeah, just turn your shoulders a bit, try and keep your left arm a bit straighter, then get the pause in. That was perfect, you just hit the ground nicely.
Don is a very good guy. He's very understandable. He don't, some guys pull or push you around on the course and instead of saying, do it this way or, take my elbow. But John has always said, hey, would you like me to guide you? How do we do it? So it's very good. You couldn't get no help from anybody because no one wanted to help anybody. It's the same like when you needed, I caught COVID twice. Both times I needed a test. No one would do it because they said, well, you've got it. We might catch it off you.
Would you recommend to people who feel lonely to join the charity, to be a part of the charity?
Yes, yeah. You meet lots of friends and you get chances to go wherever you want to go. In England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, or abroad, whenever.
Does that have an impact on mental health?
Oh yeah, it will do. If you don't do nothing, you're going to sit and stew about things, aren't you?
Moving on from Nick, we had the chance to speak to husband and wife team, Danny and Di, who had met while both in the RAF.
We've been looking at a B1 golfer. Danny's actually B2, so he has a little bit of sight, so he doesn't need quite the same amount of guiding. So if he can see where I go, he can actually follow, and he prefers to be as independent as he possibly can. So when we're going towards it, he'll just follow me towards it. And I'll put the ball in position. Now Danny, can you describe what you see when you're looking down at the ball?
Yes, when I look down at this ball, it's quite small as you can see, then what I see is probably a very little bit of cotton wool.
Right.
Okay, if you can imagine one of those cotton wool balls that the nice ladies use and powder their faces and things, that's about what I see down there. It's very fluffy, but there is something there that I see.
Okay.
So Di's going to place it.
And do you see that when you look straight at it, or do you need to look at an angle, or?
No, at this stage, I'm looking really out of the corner of my eye.
The corner of your eye.
Okay, and I get into the position, and I can.
And then being there, I just move forward to make sure that the club face is right and it's in the middle of the club face. Right, and Danny just moves himself, as you saw there, till he's comfortable. And then walk back. Okay, go.
Oh, lovely. So when you're on the golf course, how does that differ? How does that change? Do you work through yardages and stuff?
Yes, on the golf course, Danny has a rangefinder that he fits on his hat.
Right.
It talks to him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That, and I do have the other one in the bag.
I've got one that I can look through as well.
Oh,
for
wow.
him, and I can aim at some point and tell him how far it is. But he can actually look and see how far it is to the green.
That's amazing.
Using his rangefinder, you just press a button.
What's that device called? That's amazing.
A buddy.
That's
It's a
just called
Golf
a buddy.
Buddy voice.
Amazing. Okay.
Yes,
and
and
anyone can get that. They can just go and
Anybody can
purchase.
get it. Yes, they're
long as
available
you've got
through
money.
the internet.
And how far can you see without your guide? Is it simply a case of being able to see the cotton wool ball as you just described?
See clearly.
Yeah.
Now, fairly clearly I can see you, so we're just about, 3-4 foot away.
Yeah, no more.
That's fairly clearly. I don't get your features completely, but I see the outline of a person there.
Okay.
Okay? If you want to see features, you've got to be that sort of distance away, whereas I can, for instance, see there are a couple of trees just on behind you there. Now I can see that there are trees there, but if I, that I know they're trees the way they stick out, sort
Sure.
of thing, perhaps. So I can see those. I can see in the distance that there's something a bit further over. It's a little bit darker than the grass, and it's probably, let's say, a couple of 100 yards away.
And next we meet Jason and his guide, Jed. Jason is a 19 handicap golfer.
I'm Gerald Thurgood, I'm Jason Bastable's guide and coach. Just doing a warm up on the practice ground, setting him up for his alignment and swinging in a nice rhythm and tempo. But when he approaches his golf ball, what I get him to do is, I said to Jason, address the ball.
Jason, how much can you see?
I have between 8 and 10% varied on light conditions.
Okay.
Hence the cap. Sometimes I should have glasses on. But between 8 and 10%, 10% maximum to a low point of 8%.
And in layman's terms, what does that mean at the bottom of the club?
Well, basically, I can just, well, actually, I make out 3 balls, believe it or not.
Okay.
So hence I come in tight to make sure my club is central to the ball.
Yeah.
But Jed's always adjusted if need be. And then basically we pick out my marker line, which again, I'm quite fortunate because I with the skylines, it's very difficult today actually, being such a lovely day. But normally there's bushy trees, or I could get the colour differentiation between the skyline and an object up in the sky. So Jed would pick out a line, i.e. if it's a fairway or a place where he wants me to go, gives me the number, we go for our little pre-shot routine, and then hopefully the magic begins, you know. Like guys like Nick, man, that's where I draw my inspiration from, and that's where I get my strength from, and that's why I'm not frightened anymore of my condition, because seeing the way Nick gets around and conducts himself, it's truly inspirational for everyone. And that's why I say you've got to give these things a go. You know, it's a challenge. He finds it challenging, but again, with the support and drive and friendships,
yeah,
you know, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. These guys are absolute legends in my eyes, you know.
It's clear the camaraderie this charity offers is vitally important. At the end of the day, we caught up with Nick's guide, John, who tells us why he is involved.
To me, it gives me a chance to give something back to this great game now that I can no longer play. I get immense satisfaction from being able to help these guys and join in their tournaments, events, practice days. It's just an ongoing charity that keeps giving. It offers companionship, opportunity to make new friends, travel, experience new golf courses. They get a great deal out of it by being able to feel underfoot for the B1 totally blind guys, and those with limited vision, they can experience new environments.
No, you hesitated there on the
Got that one. Got that. 99% of the time, I try to. 75% of the time, I'm good at it.